If you've ever heard of Chantecaille, you might know them from their gorgeous packaging or their unique formulations, but you might have also noticed that they come at a higher price point. This is a luxury brand that does limited collections, but they also have some base range of products. I have tons of their stuff here, and I'm going to try everything on today, let you know what's worth it, what's not, and if you wanted to get into the brand, what a good starting point is, and just some of my favorite little products from them. Hope you find this helpful and enjoyable. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a like if you do enjoy at any point. Without further ado, let's get into this very pretty glowy summer look. Let's first start with some skincare items that I have from Chantecaille. I think they really excel in this area. First is their Rosewater. They usually come out with this in different packaging and collections. This has definitely been my favorite so far. It's this gorgeous like rose packaging, metal containers, so you can definitely reuse these. This is just like the best quality rose water you could probably buy. So soothing, but it also makes a good makeup primer and a good makeup setting mist. If you have sensitive skin, this is just the absolute best too. Super calming. So yeah, this is amazing. Love the scent of it too. It's like pure rose water scent, not that like fake rose vibe. So that was from their Rose de Mai collection, which also had a retinol body butter, which I love. It's upstairs right now. And then this lip balm, I love their lip balms. They are amazing. This is the rose one. It's a sheer pink color. I kind of just use this as prep, but you could just wear this on its own as well as a lip. So silky, super smooth. Definitely some of my favorite products from them. And then for under foundation, I actually have this really cool bundle to show you. First is this train case in this like really pretty metallic pink color. I love this color. It's so pretty. One of the prettiest makeup bags I've ever seen. Ooh, get to peel it off too. So this is included with a bundle of 2 full sizes of their face tints, which I will show you now. I've been using these so much lately. This bag is super pretty. It has a nice like additional pouch in there. This, in my opinion, is like the perfect little travel size if I'm packing light. It's just perfect. So the 2 face tints that we have are the Sheer Glow face tint, and you also get the bronze face tint. So you get both full sizes in that bundle. They come in these really pretty purple boxes. So if you've never heard of these or tried them, they're basically like really nice priming moisturizers with a little bit of tint and glow to them. So this one is the Sheer Glow Rose Face Tint, which is this really gorgeous light pink color. This is like just the prettiest, one of the prettiest glowiest products I've ever tried. It's really lightweight and almost watery feeling. So it has this like pink pearlescence through it. So if you are as fair as me, it's a really pretty glowy product that doesn't make your face darker in any way. It's just wait until I put it on. It's so pretty. It just gives you that like angelic glow. It doesn't feel too heavy though, and it also has some smoothing properties. That's why I called it like a priming moisturizer. It really does show through makeup in such a pretty way. So this is the rose one. I love this one personally. You could also mix it with this next one, which is the bronze face tint. So as you could probably tell, this one is a little bit of a bronzy tint, which is perfect if you feel like your body tans and your face doesn't, because you can just add that on bare skin. You can wear these alone or mix them together or wear under makeup. I've been wearing them under makeup and also by themselves. So this bronze one, if you're as fair as me, might be a little bit dark, but I love this one to mix into the rose one. Or what I'm doing now is I kind of like to use this as like an underpainted bronzer type of vibe, where I just put it in the areas I want to be a little bit bronzier. Just such a nice sheer wash of color that doesn't pull too pigmented or heavy, because if you have fair skin, you know the bronzers, they can pull strong, but a sheer product like this is so nice because you can really control the pigment. Here's a swatch of them side by side, so you can see that the rose one has a lot more reflect in it, and then the sheer bronze tint has a lot more of that pigment in it. So you can mix these together if you want to make like a lighter version of the bronze tint, depending on how much color you want. Looks a little intimidating at first, but when you blend it in, it really just gives you like a nice bronzy glow. So it's so nice to have both because you can mix and match. So these are definitely big hits in my opinion from Chantecaille, and you could get both full sizes, including the pink metallic train case that they come in with their glow bundle that they're offering for a limited time. They're also kind enough to give me a coupon code to share with you, so you can get 30% off of this bundle. So you're getting the full size products in the bundle with the train case and the additional 30% off. The code is Glow with Lindsay. I'll put it in the description below for a limited time. If you wanted to try these out, really good time to do so. So now that the skin is prepped and primed and feeling glowy. I usually use those as a moisturizer, by the way. They feel moisturizing enough that it's not like I need an additional layer. So it's a really nice combo product. For the foundations that I have from Chantecaille, I have two different formulas. First is the Future Skin Cushion Foundations. Now, Chantecaille has like generally very light coverage formulas. This one is like a light buildable medium coverage foundation. I do really like this cushion. It's refillable. So if you like a little bit more coverage, I think this would probably be your favorite formula. But I think this next one is a really unique formula from Chantecaille, which is their Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation. If you really like water-based foundations like I do, or if you have texture and you just want extremely lightweight feeling, like no makeup, this is the most gorgeous like skin tint. I would describe it as a skin tint because it's just so sheer, but you can definitely build it up if you want to. And you don't need like a ton of product either. Just the most luscious like gel formula. So this is the shade Aura, by the way. I also have this in Alabaster. The shades can be a little bit hard to figure out. This one is almost a good match for me. It's just slightly too pink, so I'm gonna add just some yellow corrector just to add those warm tones back in. So now that I have that mixed up, I think this is gorgeous with your fingers. You might get a little bit more coverage out of it that way as well. I'm gonna use my sponge just to make it a nice easy application. But yeah, as I'm applying this, you should see like it really just looks like second skin. It doesn't really give you that like makeup-y look at all. I also think this kind of formula goes so nicely with the face tints because it allows them to glow through. They work really well together. Like if you're using something that's too full coverage, you're not gonna get that like beautiful glow that we did on the base to show through as much. And it just feels so nice for summer just to have like super lightweight makeup. This foundation wears really beautifully as well because it is so lightweight. It kind of just becomes one with your skin instead of sitting on top of your skin because it's oil free. I honestly think any skin type would enjoy this foundation. Use powder if you're oily, of course, but just so versatile and really is just like a beautiful like tinted moisturizer type of feel. So I don't have any concealers from them at the moment. I would love to try. They have like a clickable pen concealer, I think. So I'm just gonna take my Haus Labs concealer, have some blemishes and my under eyes, and then just blending that out with the same sponge. Since this foundation is lighter, you can go in with concealer with more troublesome areas and still keep that like really natural, pretty glowy look. This foundation is honestly like summer in a bottle. It's just so lightweight. It's like exactly what I want in warmer weather. I can't emphasize enough how just like lightweight and non-makeup-y it feels. I'm not gonna set anything yet because we do have some liquid products to talk about. I have their like Chic Jelly collection here, which they have a bronzer and also a blush. So first, this is the Radiant Gel Bronzer in the lighter shade. This is similar to the face tint where it's a really nice like sheer formulation. This has a little bit more pigment and depth to it. It's actually slightly more red as well. I do like this, slightly warm on my skin, but because it's nice and sheer, really workable if you have pale skin. And then we also have the Cheek Jelly here, which is their Hydrating Gel Cream Blush. These gel formulas sit so nicely on texture, and this is the shade, let's see, Vibrant, which is really pretty like poppy. I wouldn't say it's a true cool pink, it's like a neutral pink, and gives you this really pretty like flush of color. It's not too strong, goes really nicely with everything else. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that blush, and you don't need a lot of this at all, so I'm just gonna use a couple dots there and start to buff it in. Because this is a gel cream, we use the gel foundation and also the base of the Rose and Bronze face tint. They're all really similar formulas, so they just layer beautifully and they don't like pick up on each other. I'm just gonna take a touch of the bronze shade just on my fingers, do a little bit on my nose, give that extra bronzy look. I want to do something very bronzy, very summery, light and pretty. I'm also gonna buff this a little bit into the creases, just like a nice base for eyeshadow. Before we set, I'm just gonna do a little bit more of the Rosewater. Then for powders, I believe they have a loose powder. I only have a pressed version here. Don't know if they definitely don't have like this exact one anymore. I'm not sure if they still have this formula. I would have to check. But if they do, this is called their face powder. This is a really interesting, like super creamy powder. Like it feels like silk. It doesn't feel like a powder at all. It kind of like melts onto your skin. So if you have dry skin and you feel like powders are just always so powdery on you, this is like one of the most unique powder formulations like I've ever felt. Like it almost turns into a cream almost, but it still sets your makeup. So we will use that on the rest of the face, but let me go ahead and set my under eyes. So now taking this powder on a slightly more dense brush, I'm going to just press it in. This works really nicely with a puff too, and be able to tell like it mattifies but also gives you like this really pretty smooth glow to it. Like it's not a totally matte powder, it's a very smoothing powder though. Now we do have a little bit of that bronze face tint as like a bronzer base, but I have their bronzer. This is the real bronzer from them in the shade Serena. This is definitely one of my favorite Chantecaille products I've ever tried. It's so pretty, it's super smooth. I thought this would be like way too warm for me, but it has this like yellowy tone to it almost that just sits beautifully. It's definitely more sheer, has a little bit of shimmer in it, and it's just such a gorgeous baked bronzer formula. I like to get it really worked into like an angled brush, and then you could just stipple it on. This is just my go-to, definitely in the summer, basically year-round though, if I want a slightly warmer, like glowier bronzer. And it's not powdery like a lot of baked bronzers. I don't know actually if this is baked. Made in Italy. I think it might be like a gel. It's a gel bronzer, gel baked bronzer, like an RMS type of vibe. I don't know. But it is gorgeous, not powdery, really smooth. Complexion is just looking so pretty and perfected. Let me go ahead and do my brows since I do not have brow products from them, and I'll be back. So I'm actually just layering up a little bit more of the blush too, because I think I want that to be the focal point of this look, is like really pretty blushed, natural looking skin. And this layers really nicely over the powder too. And the gels do have like a nice dry down to them. Like they don't feel overly oily or creamy like a lot of like creamier blushes might feel, because it's gel, it's just lightweight, watery, dries down. Now for eyeshadow, I do have a couple options. First is from their Hummingbird collection. This is the Eye Quartet in Warm. This has such pretty shades in it. They also have the cool version of this. I really love that they do split collections where they have warm and cool options, so you really know what you're buying, especially if you like me and you really like cool tones, especially with like the lip products. But this is a warm palette that I really love. I don't feel like it's too warm. Get that blue in there and it's just like very summery and gorgeous. They also have the eyeshadow singles, the luminescent eye shades. This is the shade Dusty Lilac, which is one of my favorites. These are like more of a dry metallic formula, like gorgeous reflect within it. It's not ultra creamy. It gives you that like sheer sort of twinkle though. And then we also have the Sea Turtle palette, which I think is my personal favorite. This is the cool version of the Sea Turtle palette. You get these three really pretty pastel shimmers, and these are really nice and soft and subtle. They're just perfect like everyday shadows. They're not going to give you a super glittery look, but you get that nice champagne, a little muted purple, and a pink. She's pretty, isn't she? And the packaging, as always, I don't think I even mentioned this yet. Chantecaille's packaging is just absolutely incredible. So I'm going to start with the cool Sea Turtle palette. Actually dip into this like muted rose. These are shimmery, but because they're so nice and soft, I feel like they make the perfect shimmers for the crease. And these are really nicely like mediumly pigmented. They're not super sheer, but they're not ultra pigmented. It makes them really nice for like everyday makeup. Just really user-friendly type of soft, creamy, blendable formulas, and the shade is going on beautifully. Once that's blended, I'm gonna go into the lavender purple shade. I think I'm just gonna put this all over the lid. It has this really nice like cool lilac dustiness to it. And then going into that middle champagne, I'm using my fingers for these. I think they really work well with your fingers. This champagne has probably the most shimmer level out of the three. I feel like these shadows, like the camera never does them justice. They're so subtle and pretty. You really have to see them in person. Going back in to the more mauve shade on a little brush, I'm going to feather that on the lower lash line. And I think just to boost everything a little bit more, I'm going to go in to the, did I tell you the shade? Yeah, this is Dusty Lilac, and just pop that on top of everything. These are more metallic than the shadow palettes for sure, so if you're looking for something a little more like glittery and special, I think these are really pretty. Give you that like wet look. I went ahead and just did like a dark smoky shadow wing to go with this look. Pretty sure I have tried the Chantecaille mascara. Don't have it anymore, and I don't remember it being my favorite thing from the brand, so maybe skip that. Go ahead and curl these lashes, and then I'll just use my Maybelline mascara. Now for the lip formulas, I think Chantecaille really excels in their lip formulation department. I did mention the Rose Balm. Now if you want something that's similar, really creamy and smooth like that, but with a little bit of a tint, try out their Lip Chics. These are gorgeous. This is also from the Sea Turtle collection. It's the cool version. It had 2 shades. The other shade is in my bag. This is more like the neutrally shade called Starflower. The other one is more of a cool pink. These are so beautiful. They're like tinted balm, but with a little bit more pigment, like not quite a lipstick, but not quite a tinted balm. Just that perfect in between. They smell really nice, but not too strong. They're just beautiful. The packaging is just, love them. And if you're looking for something more matte, they do also make really good matte lip crayons. These are called their Lay Matte Stylos. Also come in really nice cool tone shades. I have 2 here. First is Snapdragon, which is a really gorgeous light, I would say more of a neutral pink, but doesn't pull too warm. And we also have Aster, which is more of this cool mid-tone pink. Like, look at those. They're gorgeous, so creamy, really pigmented as well. Do a little bit of lip liner. And I think you've probably seen me wear this specific shade before. So I think I'm gonna put on Snapdragon from the Matte Stylo. This is so pretty with like a more cool toned, ooh, look at that, like lip liner. These are really smoothing matte lipsticks that don't feel too matte. And I love the crayon application, they're just so easy. And they give that sort of like blurred smoothing effect on the lips. Isn't that perfect? Like, it's not too warm, but kind of still gives you that like peachy vibe. So that would be like my matte lip option. Let's just do a little bit of the tinted lip balm just for some added shine. This brand has so many beautiful products. It's really hard to pick like my least favorites. I always love how soft and glowy the makeup comes out with this brand. I've never tried anything from them that I'm like, I hate this, but I would say the mascara, probably not necessarily worth it. I think that they really excel with their base products, the skincare, but also like those face tints, the foundation, the bronzers are just incredibly beautiful and really unique in the makeup market. Like, you don't really get those sort of gel formulas a lot elsewhere. And then I think the lip products are also amazing. I love the eyeshadows too, but you might be able to find some stuff that's similar elsewhere. But if you're looking for like a really pretty special like little metallic palettes, might be worth it as well. But if maybe you're new to the brand, I would start in like the face or the lip products, because I think you'll really fall in love with them, and those are like my go-tos that I use constantly. Next, I would really love to try one of their highlighters. If you have a similar makeup style to me, I think you're really going to enjoy this brand. Don't forget, you can use that code GLOW with Lindsay for 30% off of that bundle with this stunning little makeup case that comes with it. Will be linked below. But that was it for today's video. Let me know what you think of this look in the comments, and if you've ever tried Chantecaille. What are your favorites? What are your experiences with them? I would love to know and chat with me in the comments. This will be another video on the screen here that we can keep hanging out with. Hang out with the video, hang out with me, and keep watching this video. I'll see you over there. Bye.